Hi, I'm David Rowe from Rowe Chiropractic Offices. We were just speaking with Ryan about his experience with his scoliosis and chiropractic care. Now, let's look at Ryan's x-rays. This picture to the left is the picture that when he first began care with us, when he first came into the office. So we're looking at Ryan, he's facing us. This is his right side, this is his left side. So it would be like if I'm facing you. Now the scoliosis is that deviation. By definition, the scoliosis has to have an angle of more than 10 degrees. He's at 73 degrees with rotation and some amount of postural distortion. So I'll recreate that in my spine. What makes that shape is his spine is shifted this way and side bent this way. This is his angle like that. That angle measures at 73 degrees. If you look at the spine front on, it's supposed to be 0. It should be straight up and down, but this is the scoliotic deviation. There's another measurement that's important, is that if we measure from the center of his pelvis and the center of his lower rib cage here, he's shifted this way. Before he side bends this way, we can measure the shift, and that's a 71 millimeter shift over this way. Okay, so let's look at the pattern again. His spine is shifted this way, and it's side bent that way. That's the scoliotic deviation. So let's think of the logic of this. We want to work exactly opposite a pattern. So we're going to shift him this way and side bend this way, and that would straighten him up. So we'll create different techniques, and just like when we're fixing posture, we'll use therapeutic exercises, we'll use in-office traction, home traction, we'll use chiropractic adjustments. So let's see how we would do this. First thing we're going to do is understanding that the translation and side bend is compressive in his spine. So we're going to create an elongation. We're going to lift him up this way, and we're going to side bend him this way and shift that way with a therapeutic exercise. That system is called Scoliobalance, and we'll use the Scoliobalance techniques as a therapeutic exercise to go opposite a pattern. So let's do that again. His scoliosis is pattern like this. We're going to lift him up. We're going to shift right, side bend left. Let's try it a different way. He's shifted like this. We're going to lift him up. Let's side bend first and shift him. Oh yeah, that works better. So we're going to get him straightened this way. So we'll have him do repetitive Scoliobalance exercises to the right side for correction. Then we're going to use a tool called a Scoli-Roll. What the Scoli-Roll is, it's made by the Dental Company, and we're going to have Ryan lie on his left side right over here, and it's going to push his spine opposite of the misalignment. So this unique shape, and he'll be on his left side down, and it'll push his spine to the right, and we'll let it side bend like this, opposite a pattern. That could be really helpful. Then we'll also do an in-office traction where we'll put straps on him like this, and we'll stabilize his pelvis, and we'll shift him to the right and side bend him to the left, and both the in-office and the home traction will do for time. There's an amount of time that we have to exert the stress in order to get it to correct. So in office, we'll do 15 minutes. At home, lying on the Scoli-Roll, he'll do 20 minutes, and both of those will be very helpful. We'll create a chiropractic adjustment where we shift him to the right, side bend to the left to free the adhesive scar tissue that builds up around the scoliosis. We also used a tool called a Scoli brace. Now, this is not Ryan's brace, but it's similar. And if we see that the brace opens in the front, and to see how it's built, it pushes in this way over here to push his spine to the right. So this brace would push him this way and side bend him this way, and that would create some correction as well. So we do the adjustment, the therapeutic exercises, the Scoli-Roll for home care, the in-office traction for an in-office care, the use of the Scoli brace, and all of those are built to bring him towards a correction. All right, let's see how he did. So this is a comparative x-ray done several months later, and let's look at the numbers here. The 73 degrees, which is the angle in the scoliosis, went down to 65 degrees. Nice change. The translation from the center line to here was 71 millimeters. This made a really nice change at 49 millimeters. Now, if somebody started like this, if this was their original x-ray, I'd say, oh, there's a substantial problem. But relative where it started, it's a really nice correction. Now, in another month, we'll take one more comparative x-ray to see has he made any further improvement, and we'll make a decision at that point whether it's time to do an additional brace to bring it, if we think we can get even further correction, or we'll just start to stabilize him and wean him off the brace and have him work with the rehab, the therapeutic exercises, the scolio roll, the adjustments, and the in-office traction, and we'll start to wean him off of the brace. The ideal is that we get to this as early as possible. Now, Ryan's scoliosis wasn't really identified till he was late in his teenage years, and he got to us when he was 15. The earlier you can get to it, the better chance you have correcting. He had not reached skeletal maturity, so he was still growing, and that gives us both an opportunity to correct it, but left uncorrected, because he's still growing, there's a tendency for it to get worse. So we want to get to it as early as possible. We identify that through screenings, through what we call the discovery exam. We can find the scoliosis in a discovery exam, and through regular spinal checkups, this should have never gotten that far, but it did. Okay, so we understood this is where we started. This is where he has presently gotten to. It's a fantastic change. He worked really hard on it. Kudos to him. And that's how we improve scoliosis.